Hi, and welcome back to another Slice of Silicon Hills. As always, I'm your host, Andrew Moore, and today I am very excited to have my first gaming company from Austin on the show today. The company is FoxySoft, and the founder is Alex Allen. So,
Hi.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And so you are like a new startup game company in Austin?
Yes, I'm a small independent startup in Austin. And I was founded September 2012, so we haven't been going very long.
Oh, okay, cool.
But long enough to get a prototype and close to alpha at this stage.
Okay, so I guess you're on your first game then?
I am.
Okay.
Well, it's my first game as an independent company. I've been a professional game developer for about 15 years, and I've worked for many other game companies.
Oh, okay. Is there any games that our audience would have heard of?
Yes, I worked on Star Wars Galaxies. I worked on DC Universe Online.
Okay, cool.
And some really old games way back when that people probably way forgotten about by now.
Oh, okay. And so you're just coming out with your new game. It's an adult MMO, Venus is Rising?
Venus Rising.
Venus Rising. Okay.
That's correct. Venus Rising is a massively multiplayer online role-playing game.
Okay.
Call them MMO for short. And what that is hundreds, maybe even thousands of players come into a virtual world, and together they can do things like slay bad guys and form communities, follow quests, unravel storylines. There's a lot to do in an MMO. What makes Venus Rising unique is that you can also have romantic encounters in Venus Rising.
Oh, okay. And so is that like with like non-players or like other players in the game? Or?
You can do it with both players and non-player, computer-generated players if you want.
Okay, cool. And so we have we'll get right into the gameplay footage that we have for this thing.
Okay, so here we have character creation. Players will be able to choose their hairstyle, hair color. We will have body portions as well. You can also choose your clothing, colors of your clothing. You can choose your class, your name. And once you get your character set and rolling, you jump right into the game. Here's a typical quest line. You go up to a non-player character, you ask him, hey, what's going on? He'll say, hey, go kill this bad guy for me, and you'll get a reward. Here's a bad guy he sent us to go get. So we're going to challenge him to a duel and hopefully win. Yes, we're going to win.
I hope so.
Now that we've defeated our enemy, we go back to our quest giver, and he gives us a prize. And the prize that we generally get is in-game currency. And, here's the player's inventory. We just saw that we got some money. Now that the player has some money, they can go to the in-game store and buy stuff. This guy's selling bread and wine, which is crucial for replenishing your health and life. And here's some screenshots just to show you how pretty the game can be. And that's what a typical gameplay section would look like.
Okay. Okay, great. And so there is kind of, I guess, adult content in the game. Is that like a mandatory part of the game, or is it kind of like an optional part of the game?
Oh, absolutely not. It's totally optional.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, you can't even access the adult content unless you upgrade to a subscription.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that brings us to the next talking point. What's the business model for this? Because most of the startups have a product that's like where we go and we sell the product, and our customers give us money. But you have a slightly different model here as a game, right?
We are going with what we call a freemium model, which means the game is free to play, but you also have the option to buy in-game items to upgrade your character through a microtransaction store. We also have the VIP subscription model, which I was talking about, which unlocks the adult content and offers free packs and discounts from our microtransaction store. That's not really different than what other games are doing right now. In fact, we're following that trend. It has proven to be much more lucrative to go with the freemium model than a straight-up subscription model. And so that's why we're going that way. Plus, we don't want people forced to do the adult stuff if they don't want to.
Right.
Because, who wants to do that?
Okay, so the idea is, I guess you can download it for free, and then you kind of get people hooked, and the subscription and the microtransactions come afterwards?
Microtransactions come at any time.
Okay.
Free players can buy stuff through microtransactions, special swords, special houses, things like that for their in-game character. The subscription really just unlocks the adult content.
Okay. And you might not have this yet, but this is really interesting to me. You can have, like, in-game advertising with real-world stuff?
Oh, this is very exciting. This is something else that we're looking into for an additional revenue stream. So as you saw that store that the player went into and bought like bread and wine, say for instance you were a flower shop and you wanted to advertise in our game, we could set you up with your own little store in-game. And when a player walks into your store, clicks on the little guy, it'll either pop up your website and they can order flowers right online, or maybe even sell directly through the game, and we'll make a little interface for you that says, hey, this guy's selling flowers. Pick the flower you want. We'll send them to your girlfriend.
Okay, so you could just like, you could have even like a grocery store or like a pizza place or anything that was in, you could actually like order a pizza while playing the
Exactly, yeah.
That's really interesting.
That's something we're really looking into, and I mean, that's just another revenue stream for everybody. And it'll be fun to, to never have to leave the game and get your pizza too.
So how do you get customers for a thing like this? Like, do you advertise? Do you have like an existing customer base that just knows about the game?
Well, that's an interesting thing. I've done very, very little advertising. We have over 10,000 members signed up on our website now, and they came looking for us. So, they searched in words maybe like adult MMO or Roman playing game style or something that had something to do with our game. Our website popped up. They signed up, said, hey, I want to know more, and that's how we get our customers. I also have, obviously, social media pages like Facebook, Twitter, and things like that where we continue to gather fans that way. But we haven't really done any kind of advertising campaigns or anything yet. Okay.
And so how many people do you have like lined up to play the game, I guess, so that you think that you can like convert into players right away?
We have about 10,000.
10,000?
Yes.
Wow, okay. That's good. Well, and as far as, that's a lot of people. Do you ever worry that you're going to have a hard time competing against, the game makers that have a much bigger budget, or these like big games that come out like, whatever the next World of Warcraft thing is going to be?
No, not really. We have a unique product, and we have a niche market that's attracted to us. We're going to forge our own way in this gaming market. We're actually going to open up a whole new genre of online role-playing games. So I'm not really worried about going up against the big guys. We're not really after their players. We're after the players who don't really want to play their game or the adult games. They want something in between, and we're definitely finding a lot of those people. So.
Okay, so it's kind of you're kind of going for a niche market.
Oh yeah,
because there's a lot of obviously very big developers who just have millions of dollars to throw at graphics and.
Yeah, I'm not even trying to compete with that.
Okay,
we're doing our own thing and it's working for us so far.
Are there benefits to being a smaller developing company?
Oh yeah. Definitely. The biggest benefit is that we don't have to have millions of players to be profitable. World of Warcraft and the big guys, they put hundreds of millions of dollars into their games. They have staff of over 200, 300 people. With a small outfit like ours, we don't have a budget like that, so we don't have a whole lot of overhead we need to cover.
What would it cost for you guys to create a game and release it on the PC?
Well, I'm finding that out. So I have put $100,000 of my own money into this so far.
Okay.
We've built a prototype and we're close to alpha. If we can launch an alpha and get some playing customers that way, we can just grow from there. My ideal number is if I had $1.2 million, I could have a team of 10 people, and in a year and a half we could put out a very similar game to World of Warcraft on a smaller scale, of course, but just as quality content-wise.
Are you looking at any other sources of funding right now?
Oh, sure. Not only is it bootstrapped, we've done some crowdfunding campaigns.
Okay, so you are doing crowdfunding and stuff.
We've raised over $13,000 on various crowdfunding campaigns so far, and obviously we're talking to angel investors and other partners that would be beneficial financially as well. Okay,
great. So what inspired you, because I know that you were working for the big companies before, what inspired you to kind of go off and do your own thing as an independent game maker?
Two things. The main thing is I saw this huge gap between, regular mainstream MMOs, which are fun and addictive and adventurous and great, but they're kind of for kids, they're just all kind of towards kids. And then I saw the adult games, which are just cheesy, porny, yucky, and kind of boring sometimes too. And I was like, there's nothing in between for the adult gamer. That to me was kind of frustrating. The second thing is, I don't know if you know about this, the game industry is quite challenging to work in. The hours are long and the pressure's hard, and I was killing myself with these long hours making great games, but they weren't my games. So I said, if I'm going to kill myself doing this, why not do it for my own benefit and do what I want to do. Make the game that I see needs to be in this gap, so to speak.
Is it stable work in the game industry,
No.
or is it something that quite
No,
the opposite maybe?
I think I was probably laid off every 2 years in my entire 15-year career.
Wow.
And I was at Sony for almost 7 years, and that was the longest I think anyone has ever been at any game company.
Wow.
So no, it is a very volatile industry. Layoffs are very prevalent, and it's one of the main topics of concern among game developers.
Okay, and so now that you have your own company, then I guess is it you by yourself, or do you have other people?
I do have other people. I don't have employees at this stage. I use contract workers and outsourcing to get the game developed, and I do have business partners that are helping me with things that I may not know about. I'm a game developer, not an entrepreneur. So business partners, Napkin Venture, are helping me on that side of things.
And how does Napkin Ventures help you exactly?
Oh, they've been so instrumental in my business development. They offer legal counsel, business structure setup. They're basically teaching me how to be an entrepreneur. They introduced me to people like you to help get the word out, and they're really good at introducing Venus Rising to investors and potential partners as well. Definitely look them up if you want to start a business. They're very helpful.
Okay. Well, it was very nice of Tina to help on you for the show today.
She's
so
great,
thanks, Tina. And so when can we actually see the game, or expect to see the game come out in any sort of alpha or beta or anything?
We are slated to go alpha this fall. So within the
Okay.
next couple of months, I'm going to release an alpha to our membership. It's not going to be open to the public. You
Okay.
have to be a member of FoxySoft and prove that you're 18 and all that kind of thing.
Right.
And obviously, we're going to open up beta to even more people. Beta's probably 3 to 6 months following alpha. And if things go as well as they have been going, hopefully a full launch release will be mid to late 2014.
Mid to late 2014. Okay, cool. Well, thanks a lot for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me. It was fun.
Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any feedback, feel free to hit me up on Facebook or Twitter. Twitter's at Slice of Silicon, and Facebook is Facebook/A Slice of Silicon Hills. As always, thank you to Tommy, Travis, Roel, Andrew, and Kirsten in the Silver Fox Studios for helping me put this on, and thank you for watching A Slice of Silicon Hills.